Alexander the Great. The name echoes through history. He is a legend, a conqueror without equal. Few figures capture the imagination like Alexander III of Macedon. Born in 356 BCE, he became king at the age of 20. In a few short years, he conquered the Persian Empire. From Greece to India, his name inspired awe and fear. Alexander's story is one of ambition, brilliance, and tragedy. He was a military genius. He led his armies to victory after victory. His empire stretched across continents. He spread Greek culture in his wake. Alexander's life was short but impactful. He died at the age of 32. His empire did not long survive him, yet his impact on the world was profound. This essay will explore the life and legacy of Alexander the Great. We will delve into his upbringing, his conquests, and his lasting influence on the world. Join us as we journey back in time to the age of heroes and empires. Alexander's story begins in Pella, the capital of Macedon. He was born into royalty. His father was King Philip II, a powerful and ambitious ruler. His mother was Olympias, a woman of fierce intelligence and ambition. Legend claimed she descended from Achilles, the hero of the Trojan War. Alexander's childhood was privileged but demanding. He received a rigorous education. He learned philosophy, politics, and warfare. He excelled in all disciplines. He displayed a sharp intellect and a thirst for knowledge. He was also a skilled athlete and horseman. One story tells of Alexander taming the wild horse Bucephalus. No one else could ride the fierce beast, but Alexander sensed the horse's fear and calmed him. This event showcased the young prince's courage and understanding of nature. It also foreshadowed his future mastery of men and situations. At the age of 13, Alexander's education took a significant turn. King Philip hired the renowned philosopher Aristotle to be his tutor. Aristotle was a student of Plato. He was one of the greatest thinkers of all time. He taught Alexander for 3 years. This period profoundly shaped the young prince's mind. Aristotle instilled in Alexander a love of learning. He taught him logic, ethics, and politics. He also instructed him in natural sciences, literature, and rhetoric. Alexander devoured knowledge like a starving man presented with a feast. He was a quick learner and impressed even the great Aristotle. The philosopher recognized his student's potential. He encouraged Alexander's ambition while cautioning him against recklessness. Aristotle's teachings stayed with Alexander throughout his life. They shaped his worldview and influenced his decisions. He carried the works of Homer, taught to him by Aristotle, throughout his campaigns. In 336 BCE, King Philip II was assassinated. Alexander ascended to the throne at the age of 20. He inherited a powerful kingdom and a well-trained army. His father had already begun plans to invade the Persian Empire. Alexander embraced this ambition with fervor. He saw it as his destiny to conquer the East. Alexander's first act as king was to consolidate his power. He ruthlessly crushed rebellions in Greece. Then he turned his attention eastward. In 334 BCE, he crossed the Hellespont with an army of 35,000 men. This marked the beginning of his legendary conquest of the Persian Empire. The Persian Empire was vast and wealthy. It was ruled by Darius III. He underestimated the young Macedonian king. This would prove to be a fatal mistake. Alexander's army, though smaller, was highly disciplined and motivated. They were eager for glory and plunder. Section 5, A Clash of Titans, Issus and Gaugamela. Alexander's campaign against Persia was a series of stunning victories. He employed innovative tactics and inspired his troops with his own courage. 2 battles stand out as pivotal moments in his conquest. The Battle of Issus in 333 BCE and the Battle of Gaugamela in 331 BCE. At Issus, Alexander faced a much larger Persian army led by Darius III himself. The battle raged for hours. Alexander, leading his companion cavalry, broke through the Persian lines. He aimed for Darius, who fled in terror. The Persian army, leaderless, crumbled 2 years later at Gaugamela. Alexander faced Darius again. This time the Persian army was even larger. They had learned from their previous defeat. Yet Alexander's tactical brilliance again won the day. He feigned a retreat, drawing the Persian army onto unfavorable ground. Then he launched a devastating counterattack. Darius fled once more, leaving his empire in the hands of the victorious Macedonian king. Section 6. Across the Indus into the unknown. With the Persian Empire conquered, Alexander turned his ambitions eastward. He led his army across the Hindu Kush mountains into India. He faced fierce resistance from local rulers, yet he continued to push forward, driven by an insatiable thirst for conquest and glory. In 326 BCE, Alexander fought his last major battle, the Battle of the Hydaspes River. He faced King Porus, a powerful Indian ruler. The battle was long and bloody. Alexander's army emerged victorious, but it was a costly victory. The Battle of the Hydaspes marked a turning point in Alexander's campaigns. His army, exhausted and homesick, refused to go any further. Alexander, though disappointed, listened to his men. He agreed to turn back. Section 7. The Art of Leadership, Alexander's Charisma. Alexander's success as a conqueror was due in part to his exceptional leadership skills. He inspired fierce loyalty in his troops. He led from the front, sharing their dangers and hardships. He was known for his personal courage. He was always willing to put himself in harm's way. Alexander was also a master strategist and tactician. He understood the importance of speed, maneuver, and surprise. He was adept at adapting to different enemies and terrains. He knew how to motivate his men. He appealed to their sense of duty, their desire for glory, and their greed for plunder. He rewarded them generously for their service. He also showed mercy to those who surrendered. He was known to adopt the customs and traditions of the people he conquered. This helped him to maintain control over his vast empire. Section 8. Death of a Legend, an Empire Mourns. In 323 BCE, after a decade of campaigning, Alexander returned to Babylon. He planned to make the city the capital of his vast empire. He began preparations for an expedition to Arabia. However, fate had other plans. Alexander fell ill. His condition deteriorated rapidly. After 12 days of suffering, he died at the age of 32. The cause of his death remains a mystery. Theories range from malaria to typhoid fever to poisoning. His death sent shockwaves throughout his empire. People mourned the loss of their charismatic leader. Without Alexander's unifying presence, his vast empire quickly fragmented. His generals, known as the Diadochi, fought amongst themselves for control of the remnants of his realm. Section 9. Legacy of a Conqueror, the Hellenistic world. Despite his short life and the rapid disintegration of his empire, Alexander's impact on the world was profound. His conquests ushered in a new era, the Hellenistic Age. This period saw the spread of Greek culture, language, and ideas throughout the ancient world. Alexander founded numerous cities throughout his empire, many of which he named after himself, Alexandria. These cities became centers of learning, trade, and cultural exchange. They helped to spread Greek culture and ideas throughout the East. This fusion of Greek and Eastern cultures created a vibrant new civilization that flourished for centuries. The Hellenistic Age saw the rise of great libraries, museums, and universities. It was a period of significant intellectual and artistic flourishing. The impact of Alexander's conquests on the ancient world cannot be overstated. He changed the course of history, shaping the political and cultural landscape for centuries to come. Section 10. Alexander's influence echoes through time. Alexander the Great's legacy extends far beyond the ancient world. His story has captivated imaginations for centuries. He has been immortalized in literature, art, and film. His name is synonymous with ambition, military genius, and the allure of conquest. Military leaders throughout history have studied Alexander's campaigns. They have sought to emulate his tactics and leadership style. He is considered one of the greatest military commanders of all time. His influence can be seen in the strategies and tactics of countless battles throughout history. Alexander's story continues to fascinate us today. It is a tale of adventure, ambition, and the enduring power of the human spirit. His life and legacy continue to be debated and discussed by historians and scholars. His influence on the course of Western civilization is undeniable. Section 11, Conclusion, the enduring legacy. Alexander the Great lived a short but impactful life. He was a visionary leader, a brilliant military strategist, and a complex figure whose actions shaped the course of history. He left behind a legacy of conquest, cultural exchange, and enduring fascination. While his empire did not long survive him, his influence on the world was profound. He ushered in the Hellenistic age. This spread Greek culture and ideas across vast territories. Alexander's story continues to inspire and intrigue us today. He remains a figure of endless fascination and debate. His legacy, a complex tapestry of achievements and contradictions, continues to shape our understanding of the ancient world and its enduring impact on our own.